Hi Martha folks, today is one of my favorite subjects. I want to talk about the life of somebody who has no home country, no native language. What I call this is an eternal immigrant. But first of all, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, because that's gonna help the YouTube algorithm. Well, you know all that. Anyway, I meant to make this video for such a long time. I'm really thrilled, and I wanted to discuss the life of the people who are nowhere at home. If you have watched the previous couple of videos, you probably know that I have been living in my fourth country officially, and the fifth one unofficially, because I have had like a 3 months long stay in Paris when I was working on my first multidisciplinary project. But yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna tell you my biography today, it's not about that. I wanted to talk about this experience and what it feels like to never ever be at home anywhere. Well, I think actually a lot depends on the age when you move for the first time, but I might be wrong. Please write in the comments whether you agree or disagree. I was actually really preoccupied with the concept of home for a very long time. I felt like I was supposed to kind of cling to a certain place, to a certain country or a city, and like feel that that's my, I'm not sure even what place of where I feel, I don't know, the most comfortable, or it's hard to describe. But I kind of wanted to have a place where it's like home. And I think that it was making my life much harder. You know, when I returned to my birth country for the second time, I have realized that it was not home anymore. And that was very hard, because I kind of regarded it as the place that is home. And the country stayed the same, but I changed. For me, the norms were not the norms anymore. I had other standards. I was growing up in a different country, and I noticed these differences. Somehow for the first time when I visited, I didn't, because probably I was in this euphoria of coming back and catching up with friends and all that stuff. It was beautiful. But the second time, it was really different, and somehow I started seeing these things much better, and yeah, I realized that, oops, something is really not like I imagined. And there was no problem, nothing bad happened. It was just my feeling that things are so different from how they stayed in my head, because I evolved, but I evolved far from that place. So I had different habits, and I felt in my birth country as if I was a visitor. Then I left my second country. After 10 years of living there and actually getting the citizenship, frankly speaking, when I visit, I probably even feel more at home than in my birth country. But I'll never be fully at home, I guess. I quickly realized that my third country was never gonna become my home anyway, and then I kind of gave up on this entire idea of contemplating on this feeling and moved on. Plus, I have traveled so much. I have been to 4 continents. I have met wonderful people who actually made me feel at home, because when I was with them, there was this warm energy exchange, and I realized that that's what is home. It doesn't have to be your birth country or your second country or your whatever. It's just where it's good. It's home. Where you are, it's home. That's how I think now. But anyway, I realized that no particular place, no country or city is really home for me. It seemed quite pathetic at first, but then I realized that it's the planet, all these continents, all these countries, all these places and people. This is what's home. It's the planet Earth. I'm really being honest, that's the way I think right now. And this is an idea that made me feel super comfortable up until today and on. This approach actually changed everything, and I stopped agreeing to temporary solutions. Because, everything is temporary, in any case. And if you constantly live in a situation that brings you discomfort every day, all the time, because you feel like you're gonna move anyway, then there is a risk to always have this extra struggle with life. I remember when I was moving for my first master's to be on my own, to have my own room, my dad told me, why are you looking to buy a bed frame? Don't buy a bed frame, because you're gonna move in like less than 2 years. Just buy a mattress and the box spring. And I followed his advice. I didn't buy the bed, and I moved, and that was it. So like I needed the mattress for like a year and 9 months. Then I moved to a new country again, and I did not buy many things because I felt like I'm gonna move again and again. I thought there was no point to actually acquire more things. Now, when I finally moved for just the last time, not so long ago, I realized that I'm sick of treating my life as if it's a temporary solution to my life. Like a temporary period, because all the periods are temporary, there is nothing permanent at all. But I got really tired of not letting myself get the things I needed, because every time I would think, I'm gonna move again. I mean, yeah, at some point I guess you just grow tired of this. I'm not saying that I bought an entire IKEA or Amazon, by the way, this video is not sponsored by them, but at least now I have all the things that I need, more or less. I'm not a minimalist, but I'm not buying things that I don't need because I think it's ridiculous. So I try my best to buy consciously, except maybe when it gets to the cat food. Once a friend visited when she was a student, and she saw my place and she said, "Oh, it's really like at home here." And I kind of jumped up because, well, the key to this is that I treat my home as home and not as some kind of a temporary solution. Because if I keep treating everything as temporary, I think I'll just go crazy. As I have no country that is really home for me, I at least think that I have liberty to create some comfortable atmosphere at my place. This way I feel good at home, I mean at my place. I can live and work and relax here, and it makes it feel good generally in any given country. Now let's move on to the language. This is even funnier. I bet I'm not alone, but I'm one of those people who have no native language. This is like a big confession, but it's true. Because I left my birth country a bit too early to grasp like the serious business, professional, academic language and things like that. I understand it perfectly, but yeah, speaking is a problem. I would probably stumble and mix it up with English and stuff. So after having spent 10 years in my second country, my English is most fluent, and if you don't know where I spent the 10 years of my life, you can probably guess by my accent. I'm not gonna say it just to leave some mystery on this channel. Anyway, so yeah, my English is the most fluent one when it gets to serious talks, business talks, professional, academic language. That's when I always use English, because this is where I feel most comfortable at. However, my vocabulary in English is actually not that broad, I guess. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I was not born in an English-speaking country, or because I didn't study enough. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's a fact. Regarding all the other languages that I started later, I will probably never reach any level that's close to native with these, but it's fine. And I'm happy that it is this way, because in my opinion it's better to speak several languages relatively badly, as I say, rather than to speak one as a native, as a linguist, as a philologist perfectly, and that's it. And you're lost if you go to another country where nobody speaks that language, you know what I mean? Please tell me in the comments whether you agree with this or you don't, and what has your experience been like. So to summarize, I personally think that it's really cool to be an eternal immigrant, and I wouldn't want any other lifestyle. I embrace this idea to learn something new and interesting nearly every day, whether it has to do with the language or with the culture or mentality of a certain country. If you're an immigrant like me, please tell me, how do you feel? What's your environment like? How much has it changed since you moved? And what are your thoughts on this? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit thumbs up. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye!